Hello again, good evening, happy Tuesday. Now we're going to take a quick look across the country. We have a couple places that are a lot cooler here in West Texas that you wouldn't expect to be. So sunny San Francisco, 66 degrees. Down in Florida, there's 74 and 88 in Miami. Now, as we look towards our west, El Paso, cooler than us here, San Angelo, El Paso seeing 94 degrees. Las Vegas, Phoenix, they're in those triple digits. I'm glad to not be them, but there are quite a few places that you wouldn't typically expect to be cooler than us right now. Now, us here in West Texas, we're seeing mid to upper 90s, some places even pushing those triple digits. Roby and Anson, both 100 degrees right now. In the Concho Valley, we're more in the mid 90s. We're seeing 94 in El Dorado, 95 in Ozona, Sonora, and Junction. And then we're seeing quite a bit of 97s as we look towards the big country. Now tonight, as I mentioned earlier, it's going to be another typical summer night for us. Mostly clear skies with lows in those lower 70s. Average low for this time of year is 71. So we're looking to be right at that. Sunset going to be about 2 hours from now at 8:15 as we're approaching now 29 days into the first day of fall. Tomorrow, just like today, hot and dry, sunny as well, but hot and dry is the big story. 100 degrees possible in some of our northernmost counties, but the rest of us mid to upper 90s, much like today. Now, for the rest of the week, that's still going to stay the case. By weekend, we might start to dip into the lower 90s, but it's still the 90s. It's still going to be warm, and we're looking to possibly rebound by this time next week back to the upper 90s. But speaking of next week, we do have some rain chances coming into the picture. And, we've been talking a lot about the back and forth between wet and dry and wet and dry. In the month of August, we've been well above average for our monthly totals. We're over 3 inches over the monthly average and over 5 inches over the yearly average. So with this possible rain chance that we're looking at this week, just in time for the last few days of the month, that's only going to widen this 3.2 inch gap that we have for the month. And for the year, we're right at 5.5 inches over average. So to wrap all of this up with the 7-day, for the rest of this week, we're going to stay sunny to mostly sunny with those highs in the 90s, the upper 90s. Once we get to the weekend, cloud cover is going to start to pick up going into the start of our work week next week. Rain chances are starting to pick up like I just mentioned. Same story for Abilene. They're staying hot and dry for the rest of the week, but when those rain chances start to pick up at the start of next week, their temperatures are going to decrease as well. So we're definitely going to keep our eye on those rain chances to keep you updated as we get closer to it. But until then, back to you, Tim.